He was an old black country farmer driving home another load of hay when he came upon an accident on a lonely county highway. He could hear a baby crying, see the folks as they lay dying, and the mother said with her final breath, "The baby has no kin, won't you please take him in, give him love and give him all your best." So he took him to the big house where he worked as a sharecropper. From that day on, he never was alone. And when the little white boy cut his hands from picking berries, he came running, crying to Mr. Jones. "I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones. You're the only one to help me in this world, I'm so alone. Yes, I love you and I need you, Mr. Jones. I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones." He grew up and got in trouble with the law and on the double. Soon his name was known throughout the land. He robbed a bank in Dallas, killed a man in Oklahoma. Each time he'd take the phone up in his hand. Each time the county sheriff stopped by, a part of Mr. Jones would die, and from his eyes the tears began to run. And he began to pray that he'd live to see the day he'd hold the boy he raised just like a son. "I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones. You're the only one to help me in this world, I'm all alone. Yes, I love you and I need you, Mr. Jones. I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones." One Saturday night as he lay in jail from fighting and just raising hell, that Sunday morning he picked up the phone. And as the telephone was ringing, back home in church a choir was singing, "I'm going home for Mr. Jones." And when the choir stopped singing, well, the telephone, it just kept on ringing. And they slowly laid Mr. Jones to rest. And there are those that say, well, Mr. Jones, he passed away from a broken heart and just plain unhappiness. Oh, I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones. You're the only one to help me in this world, I'm so alone. Yes, I love you and I need you, Mr. Jones. I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones. I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones. You're the only one to help me in this world, I'm so alone. Yes, I love you and I need you, Mr. Jones. I'm in trouble, come and get me, Mr. Jones.
It's too late, he's going home.
Come and get me, Mr. Jones.
It's too late, he's going home.
Mr. Jones, please pick up the telephone.
He's going home.
Mr. Jones, I need you, Mr. Jones.